Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live at the weigh-in for BYB Extreme. I'm with the man behind it all, Dada. He has a long, rich history, and I'm excited to get into some of this with you. Dada, tell us about how did this even start?
Well, it started with a vision, you know, and coming from Miami, Florida, you know, down south, Paran, you know, I seen what the guys had and what they didn't have, right? And coming up, you know, inside the streets, I would say, you had to learn the art of defending yourself, you know, rather early. And people found out what they was good at that moment, right? Now, what made me take it to another level, you know, I got to give the credit, you know, to Kimbo Slice, who's world renowned, but how he did it was one thing. But I seen how it could be done on a platform that would give everybody an opportunity. Despite what ethnicity you are, what background, what religion, we're giving you a platform to stand on and showcase your talents and skills on. And we did that. You know, we brought out the biggest and the best of the productions. Like I told these guys, my job is to make sure that you're seen. It's to make sure the biggest promoters and the biggest promoters, you know, agents, managers come out, trade in their suits and ties for baseball hats and tennis shoes to fly down here to sunny South Florida, because I told them that the next best thing is coming out of a backyard, not a dojo camp or a boxing, you know, arena. And we sent a lot of guys pro. And once I started elevating, I mean, it started to become addictive. So I wanted to do more and bigger things for the individuals inside the community. So now we started to attract the attention of, you know, the ESPNs, the Nat Geos, the Rolling Stones, and so forth like that. And then I got to the level that I said, hey, listen, you know, I've accomplished everything that you could think of in the backyard. We got guys on the highest levels from the backyard. So how do I take it to the next level, you know, so these guys can live out their dreams? And I partnered up with Mike Vasquez, you know, and Jose Pepe Cyrus, and we formulated BYB, what you see now. And we've been rocking and rolling in city, out of state, over country and out of seas. You know, we've been taking BYB, you know, to London, to Dubai, you know, to you name it, we're here, you know. And it's like, it's a blessing. The reason why we're here is because I never stopped believing. So even in the backyard, I always envisioned that we would be here one day, right? So now that we're here, you know, they can only imagine what I'm thinking now.
Absolutely. Trigon Combat, BYB, it's a very original, very different. You were talking about the tightest quarters in MMA. How did you come up with the idea? And then tell us a little bit about how is Trigon different from some of the other MMA promotions out there?
Well, this is it. Creative minds never take a day off, right? So we're our only competition. There's nobody on the planet that's like us, right? So it's like, if you see my hairstyles, right? These are triangles. Upside down triangles. You ever heard of the phrase hiding in plain sight, hiding in broad daylight? This is what I was doing. I always had the recipe that would change combat sports. People didn't have to look for it. I would show it to them and they still wouldn't know what it was. So once we got together, you know, and we put it, you know, inside of a formation that it makes sense, you know, right behind you stands the most dominant fighting form on the face of the earth. Listen, the boxing ring has been done. The octagon has been done. So when you look at the science behind it, right? Astrology and numerology, pyramids. People are still wondering how they built pyramids, right? When you look at the Bermuda Triangle, in basketball, they run a triangle offense, right? If you look at it on the back of your money, you have a triangle, right? Everything that we know as far as shapes, when it comes down to speculation, curiosity, it was involving a triangle, not no other shape, but a triangle, right? The secret societies, triangles. They call it the power of three, not the power of two, not the power of one, the power of three, right? So when you look at the mighty Trigon, you have circles, you have triangle, you have squares, you have other shapes, right? Then you have the nanogons. Now I went into the gons, the heptagons, the pentagons, the trigons, the octagons. You never had a trigon. You never had a trigon. So we took the triangle from here and we brought it to here, right? So it's like, it's in sync. Nothing is out of place, you know? And we're just getting started. Listen, BYB Extreme, even though this fight is going down tomorrow, which is Thursday, you know, all over the globe, we make the weekend, you know? And again, creative minds never take a day off. This is our first time being here, you know, with Trigon Trigon Combat, you know, and we're gonna light up the sky tomorrow like it's the 4th of July. You know, we're gonna be dropping bombs all night long in the mighty Trigon.
Looking forward to it. Dada, real quick before we get you out of here, give us a base kind of foundation of how is Trigon, some of the rules and regulations that may be a little bit different than some of the other promotions that are out there.
Well, what we do, because we started out doing, we was the first ones to do, you know, 8 limbs. We also did MMA in the Trigon. You know, because we also own the cage as well as the ring. Every format you could think of, we have it. And it's different because you can't bring your bicycle inside the mighty Trigon. We've seen individuals run from their opponents in the octagon. We've seen them run from their opponents in the boxing ring. They say if you turn your back, you don't want to fight, right? This is the tightest form with the tightest angles. You don't have eyes in the back of your head, so we're starting off. Everything is in arm's reach, including your opponent, because we're starting off literally right here. 3 steps backwards, you're in one of them corners. So the only thing I'm doing is navigating you. They say, hey, listen, boxing is the sweet science. You know, bare knuckle, you know what I'm saying, is a gentleman's sport. You remember back in the days with the handlebar mustache when they used to fight like this? So history repeats itself. Before the gloves were ever on, it was off, and now we're back with a vengeance, and we're fighting in the most dominant forum. And of course, you know, when you say triad combat, even though this is with gloves, it's still the same outcome. Like that song say, let the bodies hit the floor. There's nowhere to go. We have a 97% knockout rate, TKO rate in the mighty Trigon. And tomorrow night, that tradition will continue right here at the fairgrounds in Orange County.
There you have it from the man himself. Dada, thank you so much. We're excited to have you here in Costa Mesa, California.
Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Tomorrow night's home for a special gloved edition of BYB as we present to you Trigon Combat. Inside BYB's mighty Trigon, the smallest surface in combat sports. I'm joined here on stage by Dada 5000, the visionary behind BYB, the visionary behind the Trigon. Trigon Combat is going to be held in association with Engelbeck Promotions and Events and will take place, obviously, tomorrow night, April 27th, live, online, on pay-per-view around the world. At the Hangar here at the OC Fairgrounds and Event Center in Costa Mesa, California. Engelbeck Promotions will act as the California licensed promoter for the show. For tickets and any information, please visit BYBExtreme.com and SocaFights.com. So now, we're going to bring up all of our fighters for the official weigh-ins. Dada 5000 is going to square them off before they go to war tomorrow night for Trigon Combat. Our opening contest is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first to the scales, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to us ranked standing 5 feet 7 inches tall with a professional MMA record of 9 wins versus 17 losses. But he and all fighters tomorrow night are making their Trigon Combat debut. Fighting out of Oxnard, California, please welcome Benji, the Brawler, Gomez. On! Benji Gomez, 140 pounds. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, he is making his Trigon Combat debut, fighting out of Long Beach, California by way of Nocozari de Garcia, Sonora, Mexico. Please welcome Julio Tanori. Official weight for Julio Tanori, 135 pounds. Our opening contest here tonight for Trigon Combat, live at the Hangar at the OC Fairgrounds. 5 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Benji Gomez versus Julio Tanori. Combat, the smallest fighting surface in combat sports with the tightest corners in combat sports, is scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first to the scales, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to us with a professional MMA record of 8 victories versus 6 defeats, but again, making his Trigon Combat debut from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Here is Brandon Delatorre. Official weight 148 pounds for De Hoodlum. Our next fighter, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night for Trigon Combat, comes to us with a professional boxing record of 3 victories versus 11 defeats, but all 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Again, you're going to hear me say it multiple times. He is making his Trigon Combat debut from Los Angeles, California, by way of Monrovia, Liberia. A BYB veteran, please welcome Isaac Puma Freeman. Official weight for Isaac Freeman, 145 pounds.
Let's go, big!
Go! Nadine! Let's go!
Trigon Combat tomorrow night, 5 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Brandon Phillips, Isaac Freeman. Thank you, fighting out of Wichita, Kansas. Please welcome Justyn Martinez.
Go, baby.
Official weight for Justyn Martinez, 136 pounds.
All right.
That's what I look like 40 years ago.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Please welcome Dan Hernandez. Official weight 134 pounds. Tomorrow night, the inaugural Trigon Combat, presented by BYB and Engelbrecht Promotions, 5 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Justyn Martinez versus Dan Hernandez.
Go! Let's go!
BYB as we present to you Trigon Combat. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to us with a pro MMA record of 4 victories versus 1 defeat, making his Trigon Combat debut from Fullerton, California. Here is Manuel, the Rascal, Delatorre. Official weight 156 pounds. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his Trigon Combat debut from Long Beach, California. Here's Channing Rain.
Kaelii.
Official weight 153 pounds.
Let's go.
5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, she'll be fighting out of the blue corner tomorrow night. She's a veteran of the Trigon, but again, making her Trigon Combat debut from Wichita, Kansas. Please welcome Jessica Lake.
Here we go!
125 pounds for Jessica Lake. And her opponent comes to us with a professional MMA record of 2 victories versus 6 defeats, making her Trigon Combat debut from San Diego, California, by way of Pierre, Belgium. Here is Nadine, Too Much Mandiau.
Let's go, ladies!
Official weight 126 pounds for Nadine Mandiau. Tomorrow night, live here in Costa Mesa, California, 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division.
Let's go!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here live at the BYB Extreme Weigh-In. I'm here with Curtis. He has his debut match here at BYB in the Trigon right here. Curtis, how you feeling? What are your thoughts?
Man, I'm ready. Cocked, ready to rock. Ready to put on a show tomorrow night.
Yeah, we just saw you at the weigh-in. A lot of excitement, a lot of energy. What do you plan? What is your process coming in? Knowing that you've studied your opponent and he's making his debut as well, so he has a lot of energy too.
I've been everywhere. I fought all the major organizations. I have over 30 fights. I've been there with some of the best guys in the world. So at this point in my career, nothing's gonna surprise me.
Yes.
Right? And then even with this, like the only Achilles heel that I have, it's void. So you get to stand in front of me for 15 minutes, get your ass whipped. That's pretty much what that means.
Curtis, tell us a little bit about your history. Like you said, you fought all over the world. What do you bring into the Trigon coming in tomorrow?
I'm just excited to just show that my style of being elusive and having fast reaction and my ability to counter can be used anywhere. Even though we're going to be in a small pace, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like they said, tight corners, the tightest in MMA, very unique ring. How do you plan to use that to your advantage?
Oh man, getting him trapped in it. I feel like he's gonna be lost in the matrix. He has fights, he has experience, but he doesn't have the kind of high level fight IQ that I have. Mm-hmm. I've watched him fight before. I've seen him fold before. So I'm just going out there to exploit that.
Curtis, if and when you come away with this W, where are you looking toward the future?
I'm retiring this year, so I'm just gonna have some fun and just continue to rack up these W's.
Perfect, Curtis. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem, sir.
Really appreciate it.
No problem.
What's up, everybody? We are here live at the weigh-in for BYB Extreme here for Trigon and Combat, and I'm just excited I have the other contender, Kaelii, here with us. Kaelii, tell us a little bit about your mindset going into the fight tomorrow.
My mindset, I'm victorious. I'm walking away with the win. I'm definitely not taking anything away from my opponent. He's been around the fight game for a very long time. Much respect to him for this fight. I'm just gonna stand in the pocket and do what I'm best at, just scrapping pretty much. I come from Hawaii, so we're not afraid to throw down. He has a longer reach than me, so I'm gonna utilize the pocket and just try and take his head off.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your history coming into your debut match tomorrow.
I come from an MMA background. I fought for big promotions. I'm a Muay Thai striker, so I utilize a lot more kicks. This is the first time where I'm not going to be utilizing kicks at all, so I'll let my hands do the talking in this sport, which is boxing. I love it dearly, as much as every other mixed martial arts out there.
Perfect. And coming in from your history, your matches before, coming into the Trigon, tight corners, tight spaces, how do you plan to utilize that to your advantage?
I love it. I mean, what I was just explaining to one of my corners, we used to get down and dirty back home in Hawaii at BJ Penn's Academy, where we would utilize the tire and we would stand in the tire and we would trade off in sparring to utilize smaller pockets, like close combat striking. So this, nothing new to me. Yeah, it's just a smaller ring, just the 3 corners instead of 8, right? With 5.
Yes.
Octagon
yes,
5.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of energy up there at the weigh-in earlier. You and your opponent.
Yeah.
Walking away, potentially winning if after this win. Where are you looking to in the future?
Oh, well, I'm going to stick around with BYB. If the money's right, then I'm sticking around, But other than that, I'm climbing the ranks right now. I'm looking for the champion. I'm coming for that championship belt. I'm going to be here for a while. So take my name down, guys.
From the contender, from the challenger himself, thank you so much, Kaelii. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here.
Introducing first to the scales. He comes to us with a pro MMA record of 2 victories versus 4 defeats. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall by way of Scottsdale, coming to us from Scottsdale, Arizona by way of Puna, Hawaii. Please welcome Kealii, God's champion, Kanekoa. Official weight for Kaelii, Kanekoa, 185 pounds. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He comes to us with a professional MMA record of 20 victories versus 9 defeats, but will be stepping into the Trigon for Trigon Combat for the very first time from Yorba Linda, California. Please welcome Mr. Thursday Night, Curious Curtis Millender. Official weight for Curtis Millender, 186 pounds. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, our main event of the inaugural Trigon Combat here at the Hangar at the OC Fairgrounds. Kealii, Kanekoa versus Curtis Millender. God's champion versus Mr. Thursday Night. Live. BYB presents Trigon Combat, April 27th. Syndicated and streamed around the world on BYB.